Well, Ding Dong Duh says it perfectly in the chat. Old men and technology.
What happened? I didn't notice anything. Did something go wrong?
Probably our best show ever. So not only did Easy in attempting to fix his audio, not only did he kick us off, but you deprived Carl of having an amazing cringe of the week. Because I kept talking for another minute or so, and I didn't realize you. I figured the one thing I didn't need to check was whether or not we were still live.
Yeah,
so,
I confused. I thought that if I get out of the studio and come back in, it would correct the problem.
Yes,
So
if you got out of the studio without ending the stream, stupid.
Okay, one says leave studio, and the other one says end stream. They're very specific.
There's emergency break glass, pull the lever, and then there's I'll just go outside,
There's a lot of people that are hoping that the screen, all of that was captured, but you're right. It's not, unfortunately.
It wasn't. Once Easy pulled the plug, and we were having a lot of fun talking about horses. You know what? That bitch Dawn from Fox 29 in Philadelphia is really the
her fault.
The last laugh. She had a bad joke. I was talking about how I would have gone to protest if I lived there. And, we're getting where did that one go? Great comment from King of All Diffs, Boomers. Yeah.
I even figured out what I did wrong.
Yeah.
Because when I lost audio, mistakenly, I unplugged my headphones. That's all.
Oh, go figure. The most obvious thing that could have happened. You pulled out your headphones.
I shut down oh, fuck. I'm so sorry.
Well, that's the thing. When you have an audience our size, just being off air, most everybody comes back. And best of all, Carl was, of course, watching live. So we get texts from him. He's like, hey, what happened? I guess we have to start the live stream. I'm like, yeah, we sure do. Thanks, Easy.
Wasn't there one that we did like extended time? And
I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. No, that never happened.
Well, I'm bringing that up, but we haven't really had a lot of
There was one of the first weeks that we were doing the show without Carl. You and I did about 9 minutes, and then we got a text from Carl. Hey, is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, we're having fun. Well, then why isn't the show live? And I'm like, oh. Okay. So, but I mean, look, a show on this network starting 15 minutes late, I don't think anybody noticed. Okay. And I feel like we might have to bring these two pieces down to editing. And
sorry about that.
Have a good laugh.
That's on me.
Let's create an edit point just in case. And we laughed.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
Well, so obviously there's a lot of times where people have fun in the newsroom, and then there's other times where the people behind the scenes are trying to have fun, and the newscasters read it for the first time on the air. And as in this case, this guy's just not having it.
Baseball is striking out with its new uniforms. For many players, they're not even in the ballpark. The latest complaint hits below the belt. The pants are see-through. True story here. And some players don't like the fit either. Many players also complain about the look of the jerseys. One says they look like a knockoff jersey from TJ Maxx. Nike designed the uniforms and Fanatics manufactured them. They are designed to improve performance and help players.
Yeah, go ahead.
See their pants. Why are they showing
cool? They barely showed you the pants.
I want to see some cock. Let's go.
They very carefully is like, well, let's not show too much Ohtani cock. That's season 9 of the contract.
Are those two brothers, those two there that
Major League Baseball.
Are you saying that they look alike, so they must be related?
Yeah, those twins.
No, they are not. So he's got 3 baseball puns, and it's true that you don't see the pants very well. But I was less interested in the pants than the fact that this guy stumbles into 4 bad jokes while he's talking about it. But you want to actually see the pants. But the lady who comes on, she really wants to hear.
Get that out there.
Okay.
But the see-through jerseys,
is it
that's a problem. Well, the
pants.
pants. Yeah, the pants.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
She has a theory now.
Well, their television contracts really are important, so this might help.
You're saying some people may tune in for this?
Listen, Ohtani, very expensive, very expensive.
So what you're saying is that seeing their junk might be a good thing. Huh. And how's the weather today?
His news laugh, his ho 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 ho. See what you did there? Boy, kill me.
So, I don't know. I had mentioned a moment ago, or maybe it was a stream ago. It's hard to keep track. I mentioned that I grew up in a small town. I basically did grow up in like the John Mellencamp proverbial small town. And in a small town, people kind of take pride of their local gathering spots. And, in a lot of ways, they're the center of our universe, as has long been in the case in Shamokin, Pennsylvania. And the residents have cause for despair once again. There'll be a news story in a moment where they focus on a beloved eatery shutting its doors once again for remodeling. But before we get to that, we have to hit a clip that went viral a few years ago when some of Shamokin, Pennsylvania's finest came out to lament the closure of Dunkin' Donuts, or as they pronounce it, Dunkin' Donuts. And I have to give complete transparency, huge shout out. Jim Norton and Sam Roberts have played this clip many times, and I had only ever heard it. And I think that it's on our shoulders to present this as a visual so that people can see what's really going on in Shamokin, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Who live in Shamokin are upset that Dunkin' Donuts is closed.
Now I have to rely on myself to go to maybe a Turkey Hill or something where I don't like their donuts. I rather the donuts at Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
And I'm kind of dealing with it, but I really miss Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay. I go there every day. I get a chicken bacon croissant, or I get some coffee, Powerade, if I'm dehydrated. I sit there all the time. If I have any legal work that I need to do, I go there. I meet with my attorneys there.
Yeah, he's basically a Vince the lawyer. He operates out of the Shamokin Dunkin'. And then, of course, the hero of this clip.
Right.
And perhaps the reason why it went viral is the great Edna Faust.
He's there.
I'm going to miss that place if they don't open up. Oh. Yeah, a lot of my friends go in there, get the cold coffee.
Face. She's 18.
Iced coffee, I guess it's called.
Well, keep in mind that she's also a Shamokin 8.
Wow.
Faust. The first lady who's talking about having to go to Turkey Hill is actually a 10.5 in Shamokin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's let Edna have her moment in the
He's there.
I'm going to miss that place if they don't open up. Yeah, a lot of my friends go in there, get the cold coffee, iced coffee, I guess it's called.
She sounds like when Jim Norton does when he does fucking Chip Chipperson.
Yeah,
she sounds like fucking Chip.
She is a Jim Norton character, and I think that's probably why he loves her so much. And even the local station there it's Shamokin doesn't have its own station. Even they realize what they had in that viral video because they reshowed some of it in this new piece. And this is just one of those cases where the sequel doesn't really live up to the original.
Now Dunkin' in Shamokin is closed once again. This time it's for a remodel. Residents we spoke with are hoping the changes will help with traffic congestion caused by customers waiting for their morning coffee and donuts.
Dunkin's in town. It's easy to get to. You don't got to go all the way out of town just to go to Dunkin'.
Wow, look at those snaggles. She's got lower snaggle teeth. Look at those two.
Yeah. What I want to say while looking at this lady is, do you think that possibly the Dunkin' in Shamokin might allegedly be a place where you could score meth? Do you think that that's entirely possible?
Dunkin's in town. It's easy to get to. You don't got to go all the way out of town just to go to Dunkin'.
For Shamokin resident Ashley Stout, it's a welcome calmness at the
She is Ashley Stout, by the way.
Intersection of West Sunbury Street and North Market
as
renovations on the city's Dunkin' get underway.
And I don't think that's where Dunkin' should be. I think they should move to a different destination.
She would like them to move directly across from her house so that it's easier to pick up her pills, I guess.
Yeah, I don't just everything about these people. It's just this is just such a wonderful representation of them. My God.
Yeah. Have you spent much time in central Pennsylvania, Eric? I feel like you probably haven't.
But no, I drove through. I drove to Wilkes-Barre not that long ago.
It's funny that you say that because Wilkes-Barre is always the example that I use.
Yeah, that's about as far. I mean, you just pass through it on your way to New York. You don't stop there, and it's got beautiful mountains, but other than that, I didn't realize that they're all hill people.
Or if you're going to a really important destination, I drove through central Pennsylvania last summer on my way to Rochester. So, obviously I was seeing greener pastures. So
Wait, did you drive all the way from LA to Rochester?
No, I was in the New York area. No. Yeah.
God damn it.
I like Carl, but I don't want to fuck him. All right.
Yeah.
Paul Wormerskin messaged me directly. He wanted us to catch up with our girl, Julie Baker, Colorado Springs' favorite redhead. Now, obviously, people who see the show regularly remember Julie Baker. I think the best way to sum her up is we brought her on just because we wanted to goof on her. She had a really personality on air that was way too big for that time in the morning. But I think we've secretly both fallen in love with her. And one day she will tear us apart, Eric.
Yeah. I think you're right on point with that, Christian. No question.
Well, this is from her social media feature that we have shown before called Stupid News. And she has some very important information about Mount Rushmore. And thanks to Paul for sending this to me.
Now has a new rule. You're going to climb up, you're going to climb down, you got to put your turds in a bag. Y'all just can't keep pooping on the side of our mountain. In my mind, Mount Everest is now sort of like a dog park. A dog park, your dog drops a deuce, you got to put it in a plastic bag and then wander around until you can find a trash can. At least at a dog park, you can find a trash can. In Mount Everest, you just got to carry it around with you. Apparently, Mount Everest is just covered in human turds. In fact, it is so bad that in some people's photos, there's turds on rocks. I would argue that's a photographer error. And because, it's on the side of a mountain and it's so cold, the poops don't just go away.
Okay.
So
I hate her now. Now I hate her.
Good, because I still would. By the way, her talking about all this poop. That was my message back to Paul. Is like, yeah, I still would. So now you're off the Julie Baker train, right?
Yeah. This is an ugly video, and I hate the way those videos are, the way people edit those fucking things.
Well, there's so many quick cuts. I do agree with that, but if she and I ever made a video, I'd let her do all the editing. It's fine. All right. Okay. So keep all of that in mind. All right. Well, I think now we had so much fun earlier that we'll move on over to it's not really who are these talk shows. It's who are these late night. And big story in the comedy world was on Saturday. Shane Gillis hosted Saturday Night Live, and we want to talk a little bit about that. But first, Eric, I want you to tell our audience what you thought of the job Shane did hosting SNL, or maybe just the monologue. I'm not sure how much more of it you saw.
And this is actually excellent because when it comes to like culture, comedy and things, I know very little. I don't watch much TV. I don't know. The only comedians I know of are the ones that are talked about on these shows.
Right. No, Carl had to tell you that Joe Matarese wasn't funny. You just assumed he was.
That was my first exposure to Joe Matarese, all of that. But I've never heard Shane Gillis do anything ever. I don't even know. I just know that name. When I saw his face, I wouldn't have been able to tell you that's Shane Gillis. So then I go, I've heard a lot about this guy. I do know that he got canceled and wasn't for whatever reason got fired. And then, so that's all I knew. He comes out there, and then I just sat there waiting for him to be funny, and it was really awkward. And his monologue sucked, and it was terrible.
I pulled a few people who weren't as familiar with him, and one of them texted me, I'm just waiting for the jokes to start. And, sometimes you can see a comedian for the first time and you don't get the appeal. I think that I have seen, he put a special on YouTube and I checked it out. I think Shane's very funny. He was fired from SNL before he was ever actually on the show. They hired him.
Okay.
And someone who specializes in this dug up old audio of him that ultimately led to him not getting the job on SNL. So that's basically the backstory here. And I do think he does a good job of addressing both the fact that you don't know who he is, and also, the backstory for why he left. And Dwyer Christian says, Shane Gillis is so bad, Hamas takes blames for his bombings. Well, let's take a look and see how, what you're talking about. I'll zoom in a subsequent clip, and we definitely want to see that there's two sides of the band. So in our next clip, make sure that you in the audience watch. The guys on the left are at least having some fun, but especially the woman right over his shoulder is not having it. She decided that when she came into work that day that she is not going to have a good day. So we're going to take a look at her in a moment. Let's take a look as Shane went on here in this clip that I'm sharing now. And yes,
you're stalling, aren't you?
Stalling a little bit because I want to be able to zoom in on it. So I have to bring it up a different way.
But here's seen his father.
And here she is for our visual audience, not having any fun. This guy's trying. And these guys are just like, oh, man, we're on TV. We're getting paid. This is great.
Well, they're laughing at his bombing. She actually does have a little bit of a smile right there in that spot. But and a lot of it, she's just...
You don't think that's funny to bring my dad here to make fun of him for being a girls' high school basketball coach?
I actually didn't mean to start the clip again.
He's very uncomfortable. I don't know why. I don't know what he was fishing for when he was like, my dad is a volunteer and help people.
And he addresses that in our next clip. You can tell, I haven't seen him do a lot. I've heard him interviewed before. I've seen him. I like I said, I have seen him be very funny before. This friend in the band there. And he's acknowledging that it's not going well, which, that's one way to deal with bombing is to, I guess, just own it. But he very clearly was so uncomfortable there. And
I don't know how he could be so unprepared. How could you possibly be so unprepared? And he's chalking it up to, I don't have jokes that are good for TV. Well, write some, asshole. This isn't a surprise visit.
Well, the thing that I wonder is for people that don't know, before they do the live show on SNL, they do a dress rehearsal at 8 o'clock. So he did a monologue. Was it these jokes? Did they go the same? Did it kill then? Did he do different jokes? I'm very curious. I feel like he'll talk about it at some point. And our buddy Blind Mike did shout out the fact that he got the word retard and calling something gay in there. So he did check a couple boxes for the diehard Shane Gillis fans.
So this guy's funny. I mean, this guy he's a funny comic. People love him, right?
I think people like that he gives a different point of view.
Okay, so this is a one-off bad performance.
This is a bad performance, and then what I want to focus on is that to me, he killed in sketches.
Okay,
and I would have thought maybe I know he does a sketch show online, but I thought that the monologue, it would be like when Louis C.K. would host. Monologue would be great. Sketches would be okay, but he'd be so good. And, Chappelle obviously has the background in both, but I thought that that's how this was going to go. But there is a sketch that in true Saturday Night Live fashion didn't air in the live show. It's from the dress rehearsal, but they posted it online. So he did a send up, of the Liberty Mutual Limo Emu insurance commercials that I think a lot of us know. And a lot of us are annoyed by. And I try to pick it up as late into the sketch as I can, where we can still get the gist of it. Okay. The emu says that's why we got to be smart about this. So then they come up with a whole plan to plant the gun.
I kind of hate you because you like this. I don't.
I'm very glad that you hate me because of. There's a Liberty logo at the end is what made me laugh. But Eric, you just hated the whole thing, didn't you?
Yeah, of course I did. It was horrible. Okay. What are you talking about?
let me know in the chat. I laughed harder than at anything that happened in the actual show. Oh my God! Wait, Nicola actually gave us some money. Don't ignore her.
He said, "Are you done begging? Quite enjoying that." NGL. Not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She likes it, and that's actually kind of funny. I don't know. This is 057.
Yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed that. There's other sketches where I think he was well suited for the characters. A white family ends up at a Jamaican church on their vacation. But the moment that I want to pull, mostly because it helps me transition into another segment, is this kind of meeting of the minds that happened here. This is a commercial about the Trump shoes and how this guy that he plays doesn't become better at basketball. He becomes better at the title of the sketch. So they had me. But so the guy, James Austin, who does their Trump, look, all the politics on that show aren't just on the screen. It was probably like, you can't have this guy who does a better Trump than me that people like when he does it online come on the show. So you have to come up with a sketch where I can also be Trump. So you feel like all you needed to do was see the monologue, and you felt like Shane.
Then again, I hate sketch comedy.
I
hate it.
Hey, how do you feel about improv comedy?
Yeah, in fact, most comedy, I think I'll say this. If I'm not talking, it's not funny. That's all I'll tell you.
Hey, wait a minute. I talk a lot on this show too.
Well, okay. You kind of fit into it because you're part of we do a show together. So, I'm extremely picky at what I find as funny. I'm extremely critical. In all seriousness, I'm tough to make laugh. I'm the guy who, when I go watch a comedy show, I don't, even if it's somebody who's really funny like Dave Chappelle, I just don't laugh. I more am intrigued and entertained, and I enjoy it, but I don't necessarily laugh. It's just interesting to me.
Do you do the snaps after a good joke?
No, I just sit there. I'm the guy that Charlie Murphy wants to kick my ass because I'm not laughing when Eddie's on stage. That's me.
That's you. All right. Well, we did end that on the clip of the fake commercial for the Trump shoes. I think that Shane did a good job in the sketches, but I do agree that the monologue was rough. And let's head on over to politics.
A lot of people talking about Christian and Carl's segment, making it great with who are these politics?
So we talked about the new Trump shoes last week on this show, Eric, and the unveiling of them, that they're anywhere between $199 and $399. And obviously we kind of laughed it off as, I don't know, I believe I tried to coin the phrase Trump the shark, but then you said that I'm an idiot, so I moved on. But I didn't realize this until I put on the news, that it's actually really connecting with a segment of the community. I had no idea until I saw this said on national television.
Social media last night. Very interesting, as you see black support eroding from Joe Biden. This is connecting with Black America because they love sneakers. They're into sneakers. They love this is a big deal, certainly in the inner city. So
holy shit.
Very interesting.
Oh my God. Blacks love sneakers.
Certainly in the inner city. Yeah. And there's other people there on the panel. Nobody calls him out on it. He just makes the point. And what they focus on, positive racism wins, thanks to Wired Christian. What they focus on is like, but are the people who buy the shoes actually going to vote for him? And I'm like, oh, that's the problem? Not what this guy just said.
Right. My God, that is unbelievable that he says that. No one even bats an eye. They just let him do his thing. Yeah, and he's smiling. He thinks it's a positive thing.
Yeah, and I'll let you know if I ever see anyone wearing those shoes anywhere. I mean, I think you could probably go to CPAC and you didn't see anywhere.
Honestly, if you were walking around the grocery store and somebody saw those, you'd want to. It's like finding a unicorn in the wild. I mean, they have sold. I don't know how many. I think it was just like 1,000 or maybe 10,000 sold. But if you see somebody walking around in those shoes, you're going to want to get your picture taken with them. Hold your feet up. I want to get my picture taken with the guy who's wearing the Trump shoes.
It's like OJ in court for his trial, and they show the Bruno Magli shoes, and he's like, I wouldn't wear those ugly ass shoes. Who would wear? So at the Wired Christian, I would snap a selfie with the owner.
Yeah, he was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, anybody who has it. Well, it was a big weekend for the former president. And 057, if you do buy a pair, please send us a picture in the Discord. I would. I mean, they're bright gold shoes.
They're awesome. Are you fucking kidding me? They're great. Have you seen some of the other ones on there?
No, I haven't.
Good looking shoes. He's got a whole bunch of other shoes you can get on there.
All right, so let's put all our super chats towards getting Easy a pair of these shoes.
Oh, I would fucking rock those so hard. And and I'm not even voting for Trump. I would wear those.
Yeah, no, we know you're an RFK Jr. guy. It's apparent. So it was a big weekend for Trump. He decimated Nikki Haley in her own state. And that's the thing about the Donald. when he takes the time to thank the people who have helped him, he always remembers to thank everyone.
Family, Melania, Baron, Don Jr. and Kimberly, Ivanka and Jared, Tiffany and Michael. They're so supportive. So supportive of me, and we really appreciate it and love them. They're great. We have a great family.
You also have a son named Eric.
Oh my God, he didn't include Eric.
He did not. And Eric has his wife, Lara, I believe that's his wife, who the former president thinks should be like, I don't know, like deputy president of the GOP. I don't know how all that works.
He'll be usually like in that clip, there was one hot chick in there. There was one attractive person. It's always one attractive person. You don't know who it is. Could be a lawyer, could be just a handler, and then surrounded by just regular everyday people.
Yeah.
He has to have one hot chick by him at all times.
Yeah. I was impressed that he remembered Tiffany. That's his daughter with Marla Maples. That's usually the one he forgets,
Right.
but she must have been there or something. Well, I can see if maybe, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like Eric is married to Laura. Yes, I should have done some research before I tried to, build this point. But I think that he might be trying to forget certain family members after he saw this appearance from Lara Trump on an Australian talk show.
Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. And there's more to come.
That was amazing. Clap.
Don't lie to her face. Eric, I love finding clips that I know are going to make you laugh that you enjoy, but I tell you what I like more. The clips that just disgust you. That's really part of this show.
It's really bad. There's just so much to marvel at because never before has a person actually sang something correctly with good tone. She hit all the notes, but it couldn't have sounded more like a pile of shit. It's remarkable. And then her eyes were all wonky and weird. It looked like she put her makeup on with Homer's fucking makeup gun set on whore. It's just bad.
Yeah, it was bad all around. You also sent me a clip this morning that wasn't a strong clip. It was from Late Night with Seth Meyers, and our current president made an appearance on there. I believe this clip speaks for itself, Eric. So I'm just gonna bring it in there, unless you want to set it up in any way.
Oh no, it just roll it.
You want to do? What's your 2024 agenda? Because I feel like we live in such crazy times that is one of the things I feel we hear less about.
Look, the 2020 agenda is to finish the job. For example, we're now in a position where we have the strongest economy of any major nation in the world.
Yeah. I can't do it. I can't vote for him either.
So write-in vote for Shane Gillis. Does that seem like a possibility at this point?
I don't know. Eric? I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. I feel like Rappaport slightly. I feel like I might have to Rappaport the vote.
Just do what I tell everybody. Just stay home that day. It'll probably be a nice day. I have one more clip from the Seth Meyers appearance that I didn't even realize happened until you sent that to me. So I scrambled to find this one.
Your show, but I do want to ask about it. That says you are currently 81 years old.
Who the hell told you that?
Yeah.
That's classified.
That's classified.
That was okay.
All jokes aside, according to recent polling, this is a real concern for American voters. How do you address that concern going forward as you come up to the 2024 election?
Well, a couple things. Number one, you got to take a look at the other guy. He's about as old as I am, but he can't remember his wife's name.
Yeah.
And,
So in that room, that joke just crushes. So it's like, oh, let me ask you a serious question. Okay, I've got a bad joke.
Right,
but,
right.
Yeah. And I just like the way that the president is kind of camped out. Look at how proud he is of that joke.
Yep. That's embarrassing what Seth Meyers does because, like in the earlier clip when he said 2020, he should have. I mean, if he were worth anything, he would have said, "You see, that's the problem right there, Mr. President. You're talking about 2020." And he wouldn't even know. He wouldn't even know what he said.
No, he would say, "I'm so sorry, Seth. Obviously, I meant 1920." But
course.
You know, we did get a comment recently. I think it was even last week that we don't play enough Biden. And I do have a pretty solid Biden clip here. But just let's keep in mind, Eric, they're usually a variation on this exact clip. Now, I want to establish something important that you can't see in the image. He is underneath a photo. Well, it's probably a painting. He's underneath a picture of Abe Lincoln. Okay. So he's underneath Abe Lincoln. And here he goes.
Well, stand here in front of this portrait of the man behind me here. He said, and I want to make sure I get the quote exactly right. He said, the better angels, he said, we must address the council and address the better angels of our nature. And we do well to remember what else he said. He said, we're not enemies, but we're friends. It's the middle, it's in the part of the Civil War. He said, we're not enemies, but we're friends. We must not be enemies. Folks, and I've been around, I know I don't look it, I've been around a long while. And I mean this sincerely. Politics has gotten too bitter.
Well, that's going to make a great bumper sticker, that Lincoln quote. That
what a weak, awful delivery. What a weak, feeble man. This shell of a human is supposed to lead a country. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, God damn. Even the joke, I don't look it. That should have been a funny joke, but everyone's so goddamn uncomfortable because you don't know what the fuck's going on.
Joe, your face is melting in front of us. You do look it. Well, that episode of Saturday Night Live that we had clips from earlier did not do a good job skewering President Biden. So unfortunately, as with all the good jobs, we have to bring in foreign workers to do a good job. I think you're going to enjoy this clip from an Italian late night comedy show.
Buonasera, Presidente Biden.
This is supposed to be Biden walking to the stage.
Presidente.
Goes right past.
Good evening, Mr. President Biden. President.
Yes.
Here we are,
Come
President.
back.
President.
No,
President
he's still going.
Biden. Qui.
Here.
Yes.
He points to the microphone. Here.
More.
As
Yes. Eh?
I said to the president of Israel,
Sì.
Mikhail Gorbachev.
No, non è Gorbachev, non è Gorbachev.
No, Gorbachev.
Presidente dell'Israele, no.
Sorry, Michael Jordan.
No.
When he went to the moon
Quando è andato sulla Luna,
and he was shot from Dallas.
non hanno sparato lui a Dallas, quello è Kennedy.
Yeah, Kennedy got shot.
No, sia fermo, Presidente.
Falls back.
Presidente.
Long shot from Dallas to the moon.
Si sta confondendo con Kennedy.
14 millions.
Sì.
Miles. 40.
Yeah. Okay.
Vabbè, ma non è
He's going to count the 14 million miles.
Mr. President.
His wife
La moglie?
tried to bring him
No, ma quello è Kennedy.
into the cabriolet. Do you?
No, sta facendo confusione.
No, he's a little
Sta
confused.
facendo confusione, evidente.
Sorry.
Sì.
It wasn't the moon.
Non è andato sulla
It was
Luna.
Mars.
No.
Mars Attack.
Ma che
Mars
Attack?
Attack.
Beautiful film
Eh?
where Netanyahu sang
No, ma Netanyahu è il presidente di Israele. Non cantava. Over. Vuole
the
cantare.
garage.
No, The Rainbow era. Vabbè.
No, the rainbow.
Okay. This is what we need. We need this type of mocking.
Exactly. And I think that people are afraid of making fun of
They really
somebody
are.
that old. But, he is the president. You're supposed to be able to make fun of him, and there's that clip obviously goes on a little bit longer, but I was just like, yeah, I guess the Italians know how to do comedy better than we do now.
Yeah. I mean, the walk up alone was great. The whole bit probably goes on a little too long, but still, that's
Yeah, I'll spoil it. He ends up accidentally pushing the button, and there's a nuclear blast. But I thought that the somewhere over the garage, no, Mr. President, the rainbow. That was the part that I wanted to make sure that.
that was better than anything that we have here.
Yes.
Now we have Seth, whatever his fuck is,
Seth
Myers, just throwing him softballs and actually trying to interview this dolt who doesn't even remember talking to him.
Well, I feel like you're probably tired of hearing about the Super Bowl. It feels like it was almost a month ago now. It was only a couple weeks. But I don't think you know everything about what happened that day. And to get to the bottom of this, I turn to one man. And the person to turn to on these scenarios is, of course, Andrew Tate.
Very serious note. You have someone wearing an upside-down cross making devil symbols at the biggest cultural event in American history.
Yeah.
Sorry, they're talking about Ice Spice in the box at the Super Bowl. I didn't do a good job setting that up.
No, that's all right.
So, yeah. So here's Andrew Tate focused on that.
Serious note. You have someone wearing an upside-down cross making devil symbols at the biggest cultural event in American history.
Yeah.
Everything I said about how you can see demons if you pay attention. Did you look at her and think that's a demon? Maybe you didn't. But after listening to this, please pay attention. She is wearing an upside-down cross. The Matrix has made her famous. Nobody knows why. It's certainly not because of fucking talent.
She's wearing Balenciaga too.
And she's wearing Balenciaga, which we know
child molesters.
Which are child molesters.
Balenciaga.
And she's making devil symbols. What kind of clue are you looking for if those aren't the clues you need?
So
who is Andrew Tate? I've heard that name before, but I don't know who the fuck this guy is.
Well, I believe that the show and whatever the comment was you had, I think it was Dwight Christian who said, this is a gay bar. It might as well be. He's got a picture of himself shirtless. So Andrew Tate is someone who, my understanding, can't set foot in this country.
He's the guy who assaulted the chick. He's an MMA dude.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Yeah, if the chat wants to correct me, and if there's ever anything that the chat would want to correct us on, it's Andrew Tate.
Okay.
But this is that focus on pedophiles, just infiltrating our government. And this was the cutting to Ice Spice, which I see somebody wearing an upside down cross. I'm like, oh, they're trying really hard to be edgy. It's like, I don't know, Madonna dancing with Black Jesus in her video,
Who watches this shit? The fact that this Goizer Mass says those dudes should not point fingers. Exactly. What type of guy steps out and does a show like that with that type of heavy allegation being laid against him?
Well, that clip is from Rumble. So maybe that tells us one thing that we need to know. You know what, Dwight Christian, you're probably right. I think the Z-Man probably tries to live his life based on everything that Andrew Tate has to say. What does JFK Head Chunk say?
It was an unsanctioned cage match with his girlfriend.
See, there you go. JFK Head Chunk. Thank you.
Craig says, does Easy live under a rock? Kind of.
He just said he doesn't know what comedy is. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not the most worldly. Okay. I'm not. I just don't pay attention to a lot of things. I'm very busy.
Well, I have a clip that honestly I've been meaning to get to for a while. This is one more pundit we're going to have today. This is MSNBC's Jonathan Capehart is his name. And he has a guest on. And I don't care what anybody in the audience thinks about January 6th. I think that the one thing we can agree on is that Jonathan Capehart should just be embarrassed for himself here.
I'm going to try to get through this. Thank you for what you did 3 years ago today. Please tell me your thoughts on this third anniversary.
And that guy's answer kind of says it all, like, oh, wow, you're really leaning into the fake crying thing.
What the fuck is he doing?
So this guy was a police officer, he was a Capitol police officer on January 6th. And Jonathan is, he's really working the tears,
Shit.
Do you feel like we should be moved for perhaps what Jonathan is working on there?
No, that's the dumbest thing I've ever. Nobody sits there and cries over that unless they're like a direct relative of someone who actually died while being there. That's horrible.
Yeah.
He's pandering.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the family of the QAnon shaman. So if we were to wheel out our bit from last week, which actually I didn't intend to do you think that this qualifies as bullshit or not? The fact that Jonathan was so teary-eyed while he tried to get through a conversation about.
Well, I've already given you my answer. This is extreme bullshit. This is so easy. Such an easy pile of bullshit. Nicola says, oh no, I didn't act like that when I told my brother our dad was dead. Oh my God.
See, Nicola, that's the point. You don't have to give us money you just have to be funny to get up on the screen.
Fucking shit.
Oh, all right. Well, we've had some fun so far. So let's spend a few minutes in the world of who are these sportscasters?
Home of the hourly triple play.
W-A-T-P. Who are these sportscasters? Just listen and find out. Who are these sportscasters?
And our first video is one that, well, it's not well shot, but it's definitely gone viral. So Cam Newton volunteers his time at a youth football camp. And I think that what I should do is just show it to everyone, and then we'll talk about it. We'll have to describe some of it. But he's just minding his business in a stupid hat at this football camp. And some people see this as an opportunity. So got 6 guys descend on him. And he throws them all off.
Yeah. He did very well.
So, Eric, I want to ask you, do you think even Chuck Norris could fight off that many ninjas at once? I'm sorry. I'm very proud of that. I know it was
caught me off guard.
A little low-hanging fruit there.
It was. I don't know why I didn't see it coming, but I should have. It's fucking incredible. Yes, he's very strong, Christian, to do what he did.
Very strong, and I think that that's kind of the mistake people make. It's like, well, there's 6 of us, so this guy who's a professional athlete, obviously we can take him down. And look, if they get him to the floor, they start beating on him. I'm not showing that video.
Right. Yes.
But I don't even know how to put it into perspective. But fortunately, I think that our buddy Shannon Sharp, who we feature on this show a lot, I think he says everything that needs to be said.
And it's bad.
Yep, it's bad, isn't it? Don't you think so, Eric? You agree with that, right?
Skip. It's bad.
Who's got a better job than Chad Ochocinco, who just sits there and nods and is like, "You're absolutely right," and he just gets to be on that show with him.
The black Porky Pig strikes again.
So this is one that you sent me. This is some more violence. This is on the court. I got to make sure. I'm sorry. I got to make sure I'm sharing the right.
While
video.
you get that,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Oyster Mass. Thank you. It's very sweet of you from Canada. That right? When it says CA, it's not from California. It's Canada.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. You guys are doing just fine. Keep up the good work. Well, of course we're doing fine. We're the cornerstone of the WATP universe. We appreciate that.
Yeah. And I believe, judging from someone else I know whose currency pops up in with the CA, I believe those are Minnesota dollars is what that means. Yeah, okay. I'm almost positive that that's what those are. All right, so this was a clip that you sent to me like literally right after our show last week. Unfortunately, we were not able to feature what happened. And then this is so Texas A&M Commerce versus Incarnate World. I don't know anything about the school Incarnate World, but it sounds like a religious school.
It is a religious school, and these are very, very small and small student populations. It's amazing they even have enough to put a basketball team out there. This is the equivalent of like high school with cigarettes, though. These are very small schools.
Yeah, and I was shocked that this game was televised. And as we watch and we go along, we talk about some of the mistakes of broadcasting. They leave the score up the whole time. Nobody cares what the score in this game was as we watch this.
They sweep the season series against Incarnate Word. They move to 4-10 in conference play. UIW moves to 3-10. And with
there it goes.
Oh no, this is not good. This is really not good. We've got punches being thrown. This is really bad. Oh my goodness.
So I have to just stop down for a second. I love that the band is still playing. The
band is still playing. Yes.
This is my favorite part of the clip is that the band is like, well, obviously we got to keep playing.
Yeah.
Ooh, full team fight. Coaches in the middle of it. Wouldn't be surprised. Someone got a nick on the face there.
Thanks.
This is not what you want to see after
that close of
it
a
has
game.
been a great.
Yeah, but if it was a blowout, it would make sense.
But you know what? Speak for yourself. I love basketball fights.
Yeah.
They're my favorite, especially the ones that go in the stands where like kids get punched and shit. Those are the best.
The female announcer tries to comment on it, and the male announcer stops her down. I think that's
game. We've got everything going on right now.
Oh,
we still have guys running after people.
Beautiful.
Look at that.
Someone in the crowd was hurt and hit.
Yes.
Oh, it looks like
here it is.
A young girl.
Well, we got a manager that has blood on his face, and we still got guys that need to get to the locker room.
Everyone's still rallying here.
That's all right. We so basically she says the name of someone.
It's coming up. Yeah.
Okay.
Alex Anderson.
No.
Yeah, there it is.
We need to get this.
Yeah. So she goes, Alex Anderson. No, don't talk about Alex Anderson. No.
I wonder what that was all about. Why did he because if Alex Anderson is going crazy, beating the shit out of someone, you need to mention that. I want to find out about Alex Anderson.
Well, I don't know anything about that team, but I the way that guy panicked and didn't let her finish her sentence might have a idea of the racial background for Alex Anderson. Why I was like, no, don't call him out.
Don't say anything.
We've talked a lot on this show about Stephen A. Smith, and I believe that you're on record. Dwyer Christian, this is what the WNBA needs. I would definitely tune in. You're on record as not being a fan of Stephen A. Smith, correct?
Yes and no. I mean, what I like about him is the attention he draws. I don't necessarily like the content of what he's saying, but I can appreciate what he's attempting to do. And he draws enough attention that he's a millionaire many times over because of it.
Well, comedian Sam Morrill is not a fan of Stephen A. Smith, and he takes some time in this appearance on ESPN. I think it's ESPN. Actually, it's probably Fox Sports now that I think about it. But anyway, Sam Morrill is going to let you know who he doesn't like, and who he doesn't like is
Hardenstein defensively. Like, if you watch basketball, like that's why I know Stephen A. Smith doesn't watch basketball. When he goes, some guy named Hardenstein, shut up, Stephen A. Watch an actual game before you discredit the blue-collar work ethic of the great Isaiah Hardenstein, who has been the glue this year, and I only hope we can find the money to re-sign him.
You really don't like Stephen A. Smith's Knicks analysis, do you?
He's a curse to the franchise. Stop rooting for us. I don't want you on our side. Anytime he calls a game, we lose. Go away.
So I like, and so Dan Le Batard used to be on ESPN Radio. That's where my mistake came in. But clearly this is not on ESPN because he goes back in on Stephen A. Sam Morrill does. But I got to fix the clip. There we go.
Oh, God. I'm respectful. Some guy. This dude's an NBA player. So I have to listen to some guy named Stephen A. Smith who doesn't know what he's talking about. And like, how could ESPN get any worse? Like, I'm just like, dude, replace him with like RJ or J.
So the reason I have this clip is because the female co-host, whose eyes are literally bucking out of her head, who's like, all right, you probably shouldn't have asked that follow-up question about why he doesn't like Stephen A. Smith. And look, I like when people say by name the people they don't like. You know, I think that it makes the Dabbleverse fun. It makes the whole world more fun. And Dwyer Christian, what is with the reaction montage? It's true. You have the one guy in the booth.
Keep the camera on Sam.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So JFK Head Chunk live from the Holiday Inn Express. So Sam Morril feels this way about Stephen A. Smith, having not even seen this clip, where you start to get a sense of like, oh, maybe his co-hosts kind of feel the same way about Stephen A., especially when he makes proclamations like this.
There are people in the political stratosphere that have been clamoring for Stephen A. to get more involved. So you're going to see me at times getting a bit more polished politically, and you're going to see me.
Please
what you're going
don't.
to see me say, Amali?
I like
My
her.
name is Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, I do.
And I
like her.
approve this message.
Please don't get into politics. Please save us all. And please don't. I just have to say one thing, and I want to talk about Steph Curry really quick.
Y'all for. I'm just bracing y'all.
Full disclosure, I thought there was a.
She's trying to talk about Steph Curry, and he's like, no,
right.
Stephen A. is going to talk politics. Who's clamoring for that? It's bad enough to get his terrible sports takes. Now we have to get his political takes as well. And
oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
Ridiculous.
Well, I want to show a clip from Nick Wright, who we've actually had on the show before. Well, we've had clips of him before. He's on Fox Sports 1, and he gets on a really strange soapbox. Again, I want to remind everyone, this is a sports show, and Nick Wright feels like it's important to make this point.
Sell their own damn cookies.
What is
the whole idea? It's not, you don't post it at work. You don't send out an email. You don't tweet the link. It is not a contest of, hey, girls out there, which of your parents has the biggest social media following or has the biggest job at work to where people feel pressure that they have to buy from this person. Listen. If we're being honest here, the whole thing's kind of a little scam adjacent to begin with.
I'm going to play more of it, but
I don't mind it.
Well, he's so worked up about girls selling Girl Scout cookies.
Good.
And this is in the middle of a conversation. This guy the guy on the right, I don't know who he is, did not sign up for this, but he has the sense. He has the decency to sit back and enjoy it.
I'm Keebler. I'm super pissed about this thing even existing. I'm not sure what the tax status is, any of this stuff. But the reason that it's gotten that we've all agreed with it is it's like, oh, a little entrepreneurship, go knock on some doors, cute kids for the neighbors, all of it. And then all of a sudden people were like, oh, guys, reply all email that time of year again. Who wants to order from my kid? Like, huh? And then yesterday I saw people being like on Twitter, like, hey, here's the link to my kid's Girl Scout stuff. That's not the point of this.
So whoever's directing this pushes the other guy off the screen, and it's like, oh yeah, we really got to focus on this. Anyway, you can find the entire Nick Wright rant on Girl Scout cookies.
This is so true.
I
Is something I would do that. I would absolutely do that.
Dr. Scotty Jones says sounds a bit zanish.
He
does sound like you, and this does sound like an issue that you would, as they say, take umbrage.
That's the type of stupid thing that an asshole like me, like him, would get all worked up about.
Yeah.
You know,
our last sports clip for this week, our last clip in the show proper is I love I don't really watch the NBA much, but I do love clips of the NBA pre-game and halftime show from TNT. And the reason I like that is that if somebody's struggling with something, the other guys are very supportive. So Charles Barkley was talking about how he's trying to quit drinking Diet Coke. And he's, working really hard at that. And so Shaq comes up behind him, and he's here to show him how much he supports him.
Do you really want to do this? No. Take them all out. Take all those diets. No.
So Shaq starts cleaning out his fridge of Diet Cokes.
When he's high, he's stashing the Coke. Oh, my gosh. Look at this, man.
And he opens it. And like a true friend.
Is that an undersized can? His hand is so huge. That can looks like it's a 1 ounce can.
That's one of those airplane bottles. And, yeah. And so he like basically burps in his face. And then Kenny comes over and he's like, oh, this looks like fun. And Barkley's just looking down the whole time.
Got any Diet Coke over there?
Here you go, Ernie.
Even Ernie wants one.
Got some ice? Yeah, put some ice on that thing. My last one, put some ice on that
Don't
thing.
y'all feel my pain?
You just got cucked by a guy in a bow tie. Anyway, it just made me laugh just because, don't show any weakness. Come on, Barkley. You were a killer back in your day.
I love watching those guys. They always do something that makes me laugh. I always watch. I don't actually watch the show.
No, I don't
I
either.
just watch the clips.
Like, you know what? I'll have to pull this for an upcoming Hall of Fame when Barkley comes on and he says he's not going to call the women in Houston fat anymore. That's one of my favorite clips from any sports show.
He said something during All-Star Weekend about San Francisco. That pissed a bunch of people off about homeless people and criminals and shit like that.
Go figure.
I love that.
We always want to end the show on all smiles. So let's head over for a quick visit to our great moments in broadcasting history.
Flashback.
WATB. Way back into time.
Let's find out who are these broadcast histories.
One of the best things about doing this show is people will send you clips that you never understood existed. And sometimes you find out about hidden talents of people that are well established. So we have a clip from the 1990 NHL Hall of Fame. You're going to see a very familiar face in this video that he's going to share with you, a talent that I think even you, Eric, didn't know just how talented the great Alex Trebek was.
Kids on the ice for me and you.
Buy a ticket, we shoot some scores, we get away, so tell us more.
Play-by-play's a whole new game. Forget the play, just learn the names. Makarov, Mogilny, Sadokowitz. The announcer's hurt, he sprained his lip.
5, 6, 7, 8, we love this game, so how's the gate?
Expansion's coming, such a thrill. Look for someone with 50 mil. See how mad Don Cherry gets? That plane's filled with Soviets. The border's gone, we'll buy your best. The Smythe Division's now Moscow West. When he's got his point to flog, Don turns blue just like his dog.
1, 2, 3, 4, we should have done this count before.
Skirko, Fetisov, Stanchevisa, turning cuff, Golden Breath, Soviet, the plane's a lot, you lost that bet. Not caught up yet, reset your clock. There are new kids on the ice. Most teams are equal. To add some spice, the Leafs are back, their pennants too. Tonight we'll celebrate excellence and everything that's new. And that's a wrap.
Wow. So, Eric, we've talked about how, you provide in-game commentary and entertainment at minor league hockey. Would you like me to send you that video so you can go ahead and put that up on the big screen because everyone will really enjoy it?
Yeah, at some point we probably could find a place for that would make people be going, oh, what the fuck is going on?
That's another category of my favorite clips for you to watch on this show. The ones where you're just staring because you can't believe what I've just unearthed and presented you with.
It's also not lost on me that Alex Trebek looked younger 1 minute before he died than he did in that actual clip from 30 years ago.
Yeah, he didn't have quite as much Jeopardy money in 1990.
Yeah. He looked like shit. That video.
Well, I'm honored to end on that note.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Just proof that gay skating gives you pancreatic cancer, says JFK Head Chunk. Thank you.
Thank you, JFK Head Chunk. We appreciate that. And we do have a comment for me to read at the end, so I'll read that in a moment.
Yeah, I think we brought in like $10 today. This is really great.
Yeah, well, maybe a lot of people clicked on the original live stream and then they saw that it was over and they were like, "Oh, guess they did a short show today." We're on a tear. We did our early show last week where I think we made $15. And I think if we count Canadian dollars, we didn't clear 10 today. So I'm sorry.
All-time low. It's our all-time low. We're a pile of
sorry
shit.
to report we haven't hit our goal, and I'm gonna have to choose some clips to punish the audience with next week.
Good. All right.
So, who else rapped at an NHL Hall of Fame? But Before next week, when we will be back at our regular time and hopefully just one stream. Eric, where can people find you?
Well, if I don't stop the stream, you can watch me live on Twitch. Just download the Twitch app, search Eric Zane Live, all one word. There I am. Or just go on your desktop or laptop, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live.
And you can head over to whoarethese.com, get the phone number, and that's you can leave us a voicemail. I think we've had one voicemail in the run of this show. So leave Carl a voicemail. Tell him it's for WATB. Make him have to email it to me. Make Carl work a little bit harder, like he doesn't do enough for all of you. And if you are over there at whoarethese.com, spring for a Kazaroo or Rubber Dick membership. And either way, you will get to see the special bonus show that I did this morning with Carl and Jenny Jingles, where we did indeed dive into Fixing Joe, the Joe Matarese special that he did with Artie Lang, Jim Norton, and the great Anthony Cumia. So at the last second, we doubled our goal for the week. JFK Head Chunk stealing from the previous high bid. It's not really a bid. Find me on Twitter and Instagram at Christian DMZ. My personal podcast, Blackcast, BLADTCAST. And as soon as I have an air date, I will tell you. But I did indeed record my episode of Topic Time with Harrison Young last week. And I'm so excited to be able to share it with you. Eric, I feel like it's going to be like jerking off on camera. I might make you pull a couple clips from it because I don't want to be like, and look what I did here. Look how I pulled a fast one on Harrison. Yeah. So I might ask you to pull a couple clips.
I'm excited to see that. And I'm excited to pull all those clips. I think if you're not involved in that, it will be actually better. So
it'll be more genuine.
I'm looking forward to that.
Well, that's the show. As always, I'm Christian Blatt reminding you that every mic is a hot mic and Trump is my hero. See y'all next week.